I've never competed in Jiu-Jitsu before, but in a few weeks, I'll be stepping onto the mats for the first time ever. I'm also 163 pounds, and I need to be under 145 pounds to compete in my weight class. This is me figuring it out, so let me take you on the journey. So what's up guys, in today's video, I'll be sharing a little bit about me, why I got into Jiu-Jitsu, and why do I want to compete. So the first question I want to answer guys is who am I and what do I do? So my name is Ed Tovar. I'm a 25-year-old 4-star white belt training out of Dragon King BJJ in Crowley, Texas. And I've been training there for about 2 years. I started back in February 2024, I believe so. So it's been almost close to 2 years. And again, I haven't achieved my blue belt yet, which is the whole reason I want to create this journey and these videos so I can showcase to y'all a little bit of my journey and how I get there, because I do want to compete in my first tournament ever, and that's going to be soon, I believe in late February. I don't have the exact date yet, but I'm going to be competing in my first tournament. So that's the whole reason why I want to create these videos, so I can showcase y'all what I do, my training, and everything that goes behind the scenes of what it is to compete in your first ever Jiu-Jitsu tournament. So if you're in the same shoes as me, my goal is not to only educate you throughout these videos, but also inspire you, for y'all to get out y'all's comfort zone and, you know, go out there and do something hard, do something that's gonna push you and get out your comfort zone. So that's why I want to create these videos, so y'all can follow my journey and be inspired from my journey as well. So the next question I want to answer is why I got into Jiu-Jitsu. Why Jiu-Jitsu in the first place? The reason I got into Jiu-Jitsu because I've always been a UFC fan. I've always been a mixed martial arts fan. I've watched all the UFC from the very beginning, from Cain Velasquez, I believe was the first fighter that really inspired me and really truly made me believe that anything is possible if you put your mind through it. And that's the whole reason why I started. You know, I started watching UFC back when I was maybe 8, 9, 10 years old, and ever since that I was like, man, I've always wanted to do something like that, but I never actually did it until that was when I turned, I believe, 23 years old. A local jiu-jitsu gym was opening up close to my house, and me and my brothers were like, hey, let's give it a try. And so I wish I would have got it started sooner. I feel like Jiu-Jitsu has changed my lifestyle, and it's completely changed me into a different person in a very positive way. So I've met so many great people, and I've made a lot of great friendships. And so yeah, that's the whole reason I started. You know, I've always wanted to do something that's pushed me competitively, and I fell into Jiu-Jitsu. Now, another big reason was because I feel like Jiu-Jitsu, out of all the combat sports out there, there's boxing, there's Muay Thai, there's wrestling, karate, and there's other different types of combat sports. But I feel like Jiu-Jitsu for me was probably one of the safest, but I feel like I'm able to get more out of it than all the other sports. Again, boxing is a little bit different because you're getting hit constantly in the head. That's if you spar and stuff like that. But Jiu-Jitsu, I feel like it's just more controlled, and you're able to really just take it step by step. And that's the whole reason why I fell in love with Jiu-Jitsu. So the next question I want to get into is why do I want to compete? Like I mentioned before, I'm a 4-star white belt. I just got my 4th stripe. I've been training for about 2 years. And the whole reason I want to compete is because I want to get to my blue belt, right? I want to get to the next rank, and I want to keep sharpening my skills. I want to keep learning from my mistakes on the mat and testing my skills. So I've yet to test my skills, and it's been close to 2 years. So I feel like this is the time to finally get a competition in and see where I'm at. My coach has also stated to me like, hey, you need to compete if you want to get to your blue belt, which is another reason why the Jiu-Jitsu community has always told me as well, like, hey, if you want to get to your next belt color, if you want to get to your next rank, you have to get in there at least once, you know? See where you're at in your skill level and see if you're ready for that belt color. You know, sometimes people get belt colors that they're not ready for that. And I want to be able to feel like I'm ready to compete in that belt color or in that rank. And so that's the whole reason why I want to compete. Again, this goes back to seeing where I'm at my level. I'm a 4-star white belt, so I feel like I can compete with other white belts. I've yet to test that out. Again, rolling with your training partners is a little bit different. I feel like I can roll with blue belts and purple belt here and there, but not near that level yet. So that's the whole reason why I want to get on the mats and compete in a competitive Jiu-Jitsu tournament. So like I mentioned, I'm also 163 pounds, and if I want to compete in my weight class, I have to be under 145 pounds. And for me, my weight has, you know, fluctuated throughout my whole life. I've Never grew up being a skinny kid. I was always that chubby little brother that had to, had to work to really lose the pounds. Again, maybe I have a very slow metabolism. The reason why I'm not able to really keep that weight consistently. But this is why I want to create these videos, because so not just my jiu-jitsu level, but also my weight loss journey as well. So I can show y'all how I'd eat, how I go about my daily lifestyle, and how do I get down to 145 pounds to compete in my weight class. My training schedule, I'm gonna be training for about 3 to 4 times a week. Those days usually vary, but I usually try to keep a very strict schedule from 3 days a week to maybe 1 day on the weekend, like the open mats that we do at our gym. So I'll be training maybe either a Monday, Wednesday, Thursdays, or a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesdays, and then a Saturday in there. So again, I'm gonna be training those 3 to 4 times a week, and I'm also gonna be weight cutting throughout those couple weeks. So I'm currently starting at 163, 165 after the holidays, right? And I'm gonna showcase how I get to that 145 pounds, or at least 140 pounds. I'm also gonna be posting these videos every Sunday. Again, I have a 9-to-5 job. I still gotta pay the bills. Follow along with the journey and see where these videos take us. And so you can see how my progress goes from week by week. And so y'all can be more inspired and feel more motivated to chase after your goals and see where y'all at if you ever wanna compete in jiu-jitsu. So if you're thinking about competing in jiu-jitsu or competing in any sport that you set yourself out to do, make sure you like this video, subscribe to the video, and comment down below on what other videos y'all would like to see, and leave some feedback as well on how I can get better, and if you're liking these type of videos as well. So again, follow the journey, guys, and I'll see you next Sunday for the next video. My dog is a smart one. Right, Cosmo? Right, Cosmito, sit. Look, he's a good boy. Oh, he's a good boy. Bye, big boy. Say bye.